Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam.
Friends, we are going to discuss on various short-term decision-making situations, and that is profitable product mix today. Friends, there are some routine decisions involving insignificant cost with very little uncertainty, but they require very little time, while on the other side there are some decisions involving considerable amount of money surrounded by greater uncertainty, and they require considerable amount of time and thought. For example, profitable product mix, acceptance or rejection of special or expert offer, make or buy, addition or elimination of product line, sell or process further, operate or shut down. Today we are going to discuss on profitable product mix. Friends, when more than one product are manufactured and sold by a business unit, it faces problem of determining the most profitable product mix with a view to maximize the profit. Product mix refers to the proportion in which various products can be sold. To arrive at the most profitable products mix, it is required to study the contribution. Contribution means sales minus variable cost generated by various products individually, and then to select that product mix generating the maximum total contribution. Friends, thus this session will give insight about selection of the most profitable product mix with a view to maximize the profit of the business unit. Friends, let us discuss profitable product mix in detail. Where a number of products are sold by the business firm, profitability of one product differs from the other product. Hence, change in profitability of one product will lead to change in overall profitability of the business unit. Therefore, it can be described through profit volume chart. Let us take profit volume chart. For example, there are three products A, B and C, and from the chart it can be seen that it shows overall position of the business. Point 0 shows no profit, no loss, that is break even line. Area below break even line is loss area, while area above break even point is profit area. Total profit line is also depicted in chart. There are three products, namely A, B and C, which are sold by the business unit. With the sales of product A, only there would be loss because it falls under overall break even line. When product B joins to product A, it would be possible to cross the overall break even line and have some profit. And if product C also joins to products A and B, there would be increase in overall profit of the business unit. So, from this chart we can see that with the change in profit of one product, there will be change in overall profitability of the business unit. Let us discuss how profitable product mix is determined. Product mix refers to the proportion in which various products can be manufactured and sold. As mentioned earlier, where more than one product are manufactured and sold by business unit, it faces problem of determining the most profitable product mix with a view to maximize the profit. To arrive at the most profitable product mix, it is required to study the contribution. Contribution means sales minus variable costs generated by various products individually, and then to select that product mix generating the maximum total contribution. As total fixed cost remains unchanged, it is ignored while making the decision of the most profitable product mix. To solve the problem, CVP analysis can be used. CVP means cost volume profit analysis. To determine profitable product mix, there would be three steps to be followed. Step number 1 will be determination of contribution per unit of each product. How to calculate contribution per unit? We start with selling price per unit. From selling price per unit, we will deduct variable cost per unit. Normally, variable costs consist of direct material, direct labor and other variable overheads, and balance if we get, that is from selling price, if we deduct all variable expenses, we get contribution per unit. So, in first step we determine contribution per unit. For the calculation of second step, that is determination of total contribution of the business, we have 4 columns. First column is alternative. Suppose there are 4 options before company or business unit. So, there are 4 rows in first column, that is W, X, Y and Z. Second column is contribution of product A. And how to calculate contribution of product A, that is contribution per unit multiplied by number of units of product A, and we will get contribution of product A. Third column is contribution of product B. Here we have assumed that there are 2 products, product A and product B. So, third column is contribution of product B, and that is also calculated in the same manner, that is contribution per unit multiplied by number of units. Last column is total contribution of business. In business we have 2 products, product A and product B, and therefore, fourth column is nothing but total of second and third column. So, such calculation will be repeated for all the alternatives, that is for alternative W, alternative X, Y and Z. Thereafter, we will be having now step 3, that is selection of the most profitable product mix. This is the last step. In second step, we have calculated, we have determined total contribution. Out of this total contribution calculated in step 2, the alternative product mix with the highest total contribution is the most profitable product mix. So, these were the 3 steps. Now, let us take an example for better understanding. Here we have an example before us. We are asked to determine the profitable product mix from the given information. Let us have a look at the table which is given to us. Here we have 2 products, selling price is given first, that is 1250 and 1000 per unit. Then we are having direct material. Friends, you are knowing direct material is variable cost. Thereafter, we are having direct wages, that is also an variable cost. Variable overheads are given. Variable overheads are 150% of direct wages. We are not given the amount of variable overheads. They are based on direct wages. Next, we are having fixed overheads. As you know, fixed overheads remain unchanged for any level of output. Now, there are alternatives before the business unit. There are 4 alternatives we are having, W, X, Y and Z. In W, we are having product A can be manufactured and sold to the extent of 250 units, and product B is also. Friends, from the table it can be seen that there are 2 products, product A and product B. First information is selling price per unit. Second is direct material, direct wages and variable overheads. These 3 are variable costs given to us. If you see, variable overheads are not given directly, they are based on direct wages. They are 150% of direct wages. Next information we are provided with is fixed overheads, and see, fixed overheads will remain same for all the products. And alternative product mix are given. So, there are 4 options, there are 4 alternatives before the company, W, X, Y and Z. In case of W, we are given the limit, that is 250 units we can manufacture of product A and 250 units of product B. Next alternative we are having is X. In X, we cannot manufacture product A, but we can manufacture 400 units of product B. Third alternative is Y. In Y, we can manufacture 400 units of product A and 100 units of product B. And in case of last alternative, we can manufacture 150 units of product A while 350 units of product B. Let us have a solution of this example. There are 3 steps. So, first step is determination of contribution per unit of each product. Let us calculate contribution per unit. From the table, it can be seen that first information is selling price. We are going to determine contribution per unit. So, we should start with selling price. From selling price, we will deduct variable cost. So, we have started with selling price. Selling price of product A is 1250, while selling price of product B is 1000. From selling price, we deduct variable cost. There are three variable expenses given to us: direct material, direct wages and variable overheads. Direct material and direct wages are given directly. As far as variable overheads are concerned, they are 150% of wages. So, here in case of product A, direct wages are 300, 150% of wages will be 450. Similarly, for product B, direct wages are 200. So, variable overheads will be 150% of 200 means 300. If we make the total of variable costs for product A, we are having 1150, and for product B we are having 800. Our purpose is to determine contribution per unit, and contribution per unit is nothing but selling price minus variable cost. So, from selling price we deduct variable cost so as to arrive at contribution per unit. For product A, selling price is 1250 and total of variable cost is 1150. In this way, we get contribution per unit of rupees 100 for product A. Similarly, for product B, selling price is 1000 and total of variable cost is 800, and that is why we are getting contribution per unit of rupees 200 for product B. This was step number 1. So, this was the calculation of contribution per unit, means this is end of step 1. Now, let us move towards step 2. Step 2 is determination of total contribution of the business, that is total of contribution of all the products for each of the available alternative product mix. As you know, there are 4 alternatives before us, W, X, Y and Z. So, now next table will be showing total contribution for all the 4 alternatives before us. Friends, from table it is seen that first column is for alternative. There are 4 alternatives W, X, Y and Z. Second column is contribution of product A. Third column is contribution of product B. Fourth column is total contribution of business. So, in business we are having 2 products. So, fourth column is nothing but total of second and third column. Now, how to calculate contribution per unit for product A? We have already determined contribution per unit in step 1. In step 1, contribution per unit was rupees 100 for product A, and for product B, contribution per unit was rupees 200. Now, we make calculation for alternative W. Here first we determine contribution of product A. So, contribution per unit multiplied by number of units will get us to contribution of product A. Contribution per unit we have already determined in step 1, that is rupees 100, and here in alternative W we are given that we can manufacture 250 units. So, 100 rupees of contribution per unit will be multiplied by 250 units and we will get 25,000 of contribution of product A. Similarly, for product B, we determine contribution. Here contribution per unit as per step number 1 was rupees 200, and as per W alternative we can manufacture 250 units of product B. Therefore, total contribution of product B is 50,000. And if we talk about total contribution of business for W alternative will be 25,000 plus 50,000, that is 75,000. Similarly, we have calculated here total contribution for other 3 alternatives, that is X, Y and Z, and you can see that in case of alternative X, total contribution of business is 80,000. For alternative Y, total contribution of business is 60,000, and for Z we are having total contribution of business of rupees 85,000. So, this was our calculation for step 2, that is total contribution of business for each of the available alternative. So, in this way we have determined total contribution of business for each of the 4 alternatives, that is W, X, Y and Z. Now last step, that is step 3, selection of the most profitable product mix. From step 2, we are here carrying forward the total contribution for all the 4 alternatives, that is W, X, Y and Z. In W, we had total contribution of rupees 75,000. In case of X, 80,000 was total contribution. In case of Y, it was 60,000, while in case of Z, it was 85,000. Friends, you can see that in the last alternative, we have got the maximum total contribution, that is rupees 85,000. So here, out of the total contribution calculated in step 2, Z alternative has the maximum total contribution of rupees 85,000, and therefore it is the most profitable product mix for our answer. Now, this was actually, we had only 3 steps. We have determined the answer, we have determined the most profitable product mix. We may also verify the result by adding the step number 4. Step number 4 is nothing but we can say that it is determination of profit. In step 3, we had determination of the final answer, that is which would be the best profitable product mix. Now it is based or not, whether it maximizes the profit or not, that we can check by adding step 4. So we are adding step 4, and that is determination of profit. So we are making calculation for all the alternatives, that is W, X, Y, Z. From the table, it can be seen that there are 4 alternatives, W, X, Y and Z. Total contribution we have taken from the previous step, that is step 3, 75,000, 80,000, 60,000 and 85,000. We want to determine profit. So from total contribution, now we deduct fixed cost, and therefore the third column is for fixed cost. And if you see that fixed cost remains same for all the 4 alternatives, that is rupees 37,500, and we get profit in the last column, that is 4th column. In case of alternative W, where profit is 37,500. In case of alternative X, the profit is 42,500. In case of Y, profit is 22,500, and in case of last alternative, profit is 47,500. So you can see that in case of last alternative, we have got the highest contribution as well as highest profit, and therefore we can say that alternative Z has the best product mix with the most profitable mix with a profit of rupees 47,500. So at the end of step 4, we can say that Z alternative product mix is the most profitable mix with a profit of rupees 47,500. In other words, manufacturing and selling of 150 units of product A and 350 units of product B would be the most profitable product mix for the business unit. Let us summarize today's session. Today's session was focusing on one of the various short-term decisions, that is profitable product mix. Friends, I am sure that this has given insight about selection of the most profitable product mix with a view to maximize the profit of the business unit when more than one product are manufactured and sold by a business unit, because it faces problem of determining the most profitable product mix with a view to maximize the profit. This session will help you to arrive at the most profitable product mix by studying the contribution. Contribution, as you know, sales minus variable cost generated by various products individually, and then by selecting that product mix generating the maximum total contribution. Friends, this is the end of this session. We will discuss about various decision making situations found in normal course of business in sessions to come. Thanks and have a great time ahead. Wishes for the bright career.